Okay, well, I'm Aiden Worsley. I'm a Professor of Social Work and also an Executive Dean of the college in which the School of Social Work sits.
What do you think about the use of book groups in social work education?
Well, I'm a huge fan of them, and I've followed the development of the book club at UCLan, obviously since its first days with Amanda. I think it's a really interesting opportunity for us to look at novels and biographies that relate to social work in some way, but also to receive sort of the benefits of people's engagement with some of these subjects as we get specialists in to come and talk about the books. And then everyone comes together in one room to talk about it all and actually share their views about the book, about what it means for social work, about some of the research that links to that, and what it means for practice today. So it's a fantastic way of learning. I'm particularly impressed with how that developed through social media and through things like Adobe Connect, so that people from other universities could join our discussions, sit in, listen, contribute as they saw fit, to have a whole shared community that's developed around the book club. And I think it's just a great idea.
What thoughts do you have about tonight's event?
Well, I have a couple of mixed thoughts in a funny sort of way. I thought it's obviously, I've been in several of the book club events, and in many ways it was very typical. So it's really interesting discussions about the book, interesting contributions from June Thorburn and Harry Ferguson about the sort of knowledge of the author, and also the sort of author's sort of work as it had spread through, and that connected through practice. So in that sense, it was quite typical. And again, it was fantastic how we were looking at the Twitter fall on the wall to see what other students and other academics elsewhere around the country were thinking. But I was a little bit sad because, of course, it's the end of a sort of little era as far as the book club goes. It's moving into a new sort of take on and development as it gets worked alongside the people at the College of Social Work. And we move around the country now. So it's a bit sad to say farewell to Preston hosting it, but it's been great to be part of something that's done so well and done so much for social work and social work students.
From an academic standpoint, how valuable would be the conversation between academic student about a particular book?
Yeah, I think very helpful and very positive. I think the opportunity to get the sort of book under such scrutiny and look at how it applies to practice in the space of that sort of discussion, a small group discussion, is absolutely vital. And in some cases, of course, we've had the actual author of the book actually there to talk about what it's meant for them when they were talking about their experiences. But tonight we were looking at two academics in terms of June Thorburn and Harry Ferguson, and their views on Olive Stevenson's practice and politics and her life's work. So the sort of importance of it is really about this opportunity where all these people can come together to look at what's this meant for the history and the development of social work. So it's a hugely important opportunity. In terms of academic development, it's been all about tonight, how do we understand social work? And I think that phrase around looking at fighting for the soul of social work is so important, and having an opportunity for people to share their thoughts on a level playing field about what it means for them and their practice.
What do you think social work students gain from attending book groups such as this one?
Well, I think that they benefit in lots of different ways. I think they're obviously part of a group, so they're learning together about some of the different views and different interpretations and understandings of the text that they're looking at. I think they get the benefit from academic input from outside the university, of people who are well versed in those subject areas, and they're really getting to grips with detailed research knowledge about some of those things that are happening there. But they also get a sense of where they're at in a whole profession. And I think these different groups and the different students from other courses and how they interact with the book club just bring us together as a profession in a way that perhaps we're not very good at doing. So I think it obviously offers them lots of support, advice and guidance in all those ways.